Hi, good evening. I have a really good topic for you this evening. Now, I'm going to discuss marriage based green card interview discussion and tips. Now, my name is Monique Reynolds. I'm an immigration lawyer. My office is located in Atlanta, Georgia. However, we represent clients all over the US and internationally as well. So, today I accompanied my clients to their interview at a USCIS local field office here in Atlanta. Now, they have a pending green card case that's based on marriage, and I will keep their identity and their information confidential. But I did want to share the experience that we had with you in hopes that it will help you prepare, in hopes that it will help you prepare for your interview. Now, the appointment time that we had for their interview was 7:30 a.m. And again, just remember it took place this morning. So the appointment time was 7:30 a.m. Now, what I have noticed is that more and more of our interviews are being scheduled for between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. Now, my feelings on this is that, especially this one, I felt like it was too early. Um, Initially, I would have preferred like a later appointment. Now, I don't take my daughter to school. However, I do take my son to daycare, and I wanted to be able to spend more time with him this morning. However, I was really happy that the appointment time was early. So that way we can just, get it over with. And then I can still have the full time at work and, the full time to be able to deal with my clients' cases and have consultations. So it didn't interfere with any appointment times, which was good. Now, before, most of our interviews used to occur between like 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. And some of those interviews, would take long. Um, so having an early interview is really good. And another thing I noticed this morning, and it made me reflect over our recent green card interviews. When we have the morning interviews, we don't wait as long. So the wait time was only about 10 minutes once we arrived at the USCIS field office. So that was really good. Um, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Whoever's watching, thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to chime in. Now, my clients were on time and dressed very nicely, may I add. So I was so proud. They were dressed really good, they were color coordinated. Um, Also, that was such a nice touch. Now, tip number one that I have to offer, make sure that you're early for your immigration interviews, not just for this marriage based green card interview. You want to make sure if you have any interview that you arrive early because you never know what to expect. Now, there could be a line of people causing you to check in late and potentially missing when they call you up for your interview. So make sure you arrive like 10, no, not even 10, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes early. Also, traffic, if you live in a city like Atlanta, you never know when you're going to be in traffic. So you never can really plan for that. So in this case, both me and my client, we got caught up in a little bit of traffic pretty close to the USCIS field office. So you want to make sure, you plan for anything that could come up that can hinder you showing up early or on time to your interview. Also, consider driving to wherever your interview is going to be held, the local USCIS office. Make sure you drive there, even if it's the day before, so you can see what's the best route to take, how long it might take you. You want to check out what is the parking like. So that way, when you do show up, you're not driving around trying to figure out, okay, where is the building located? Where do I enter? Where do I park? You want to make sure you iron those things out beforehand to reduce your anxiety and also your stress level. Okay. Now, going back to today's interview, the officer began to ask my clients questions such as what is the full name of both spouses? Um, be sure to give the middle name if applicable in your case. Make sure you know your spouse's full name because I've noticed they ask that just to make sure and see how you answer that. And I have seen clients stumble up, when being asked what's their spouse full name. I've seen clients stumble on given like the middle name, what have you. So just make sure you practice that and you give the full name, no initials. All right. More sample questions. When and how you met your spouse? That's a common question that I see being asked in almost like every single interview. They want to know that. Um, how did the relationship begin? That's an important question that's always asked. Um, how many times each spouse was married? You want to make sure how many times has your spouse been married? Make sure your spouse know that for you too. Also, the age of each spouse's children. So if you have children and they're children outside of the marriage from before you got married, you want to make sure you know the names of your spouse's children, your stepchildren. Also know their ages. It doesn't help if you're stumbling to give that information. Also, you want to know if you're the petitioner, has anyone ever filed for your spouse? That's a good um, answer, to know and to be able to be prepared to tell the officer. All right. So, tip number 2, be prepared to answer questions from the applications that you filed. Now, if you're the petitioner, be prepared to answer questions based on the I-130 that you filed. If you're the applicant, be prepared to answer questions from the I-485. All right. Tip number 3, don't be overly chatty. Do not give too much information. You want to give the answers to the questions that you were asked. Do not volunteer much more than that. You don't want to give away too much and end up talking too much, and then now you said something that you can't take back. So be aware of that and be careful. All right. Tip number 4, be prepared to provide more documents that show you share a life with your spouse. Now, especially if you did not send in much documents with your filing, you want to make sure you bring whatever bona fide documents that you've accumulated since the filing. You definitely want to bring them to help supplement your case because the officer may ask. And I have seen this was asked today in our interview, but it has been asked in the last few interviews that my clients have had. So in this interview, and I must say, I do prep my clients very well. So I always let my clients know what to expect. We have a series of videos that I offer my clients, um, dozens of sample questions that they can look forward to being asked and they want to practice with. And for some clients, we actually do like role play. Okay. Now, in this interview, the officer asks my clients if they have any additional information or documents to provide. And they did have a couple of documents, but guess who also came through with more documents? This chick. Yep. So I have my client's entire file in front of me. I opened my file and I handed my clients a few more documents that help bolster their case. So they pass the information along to the officer who went ahead and made copies of those documents. So you want to be prepared to provide more documents that can help your case. I live by the motto, more is more. It's always better to provide more than what you actually need. And my clients can vouch for that because sometimes they get sick of me coming back and asking for more documents. I like to present the best case possible for my clients. Like, why not? If you're spending the money to file for an immigration benefit, make sure that you're presenting the best case possible and you're not just filing just anything. You want to file a case that you know will be approved, and in our case we have experience with that. We know what an approved case look like. So we try hard with every case to make sure we present the best case that we can possibly present. So, tip number 5, hire a really good immigration lawyer like me who will represent your best interest and can step in to save the day. All right, this is really important. Immigration, filing for an immigration benefit, um, this is an investment. Invest in yourself, invest in hiring a really good immigration lawyer, invest in putting your best foot forward. Why not? Why waste the money? You're going to pay the filing fees anyway. Make sure you're doing this and you're doing this one time. All right? So, that's how we look at our cases. We have one shot to get this right. And, um, we cherish every case that we have and we present the best case in every case that we have. So, in all honesty, now, when attending any interview with USCIS, you want to be in the best position possible with your attorney by your side so that way they can kind of speak when needed to. In the immigration interviews, there's not a whole lot that we can say or do. However, we know when we can help and when we can provide value. Um, and when we can kind of clean things up to allow things to go smoothly. So in today's interview, now this case could have went south possibly, if I wasn't there. However, there were multiple things that happened that allowed the questioning to go a lot smoother. So, again, make sure you have a really good attorney at your side that is able to represent you and represent your best interest. All right, so the interview was successful. It really was. Now, we did not get the approval today. However, we were assured by the officer that everything went well, and we all felt it. We felt in the end that everything went well. Everybody was all smiles. We had the proper documentation, and all of those things. And so now the case is in final review. And we're hoping to get an approval pretty quickly here. Now, just a heads up, you don't always get an approval on the day of the interview. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Now, the main goal is to get an approval. Sometimes you get an approval a week later, um, maybe a couple of weeks later. But we do feel that an approval will be coming very quickly for this couple here. Now, I hope this live session helps someone. Please like and share this. Well, it will be a video. Please share this video with anyone that you know that's prepping for an interview or even have an interview coming up in the future, because I provided some really good tips here. And just know that we're here for you. We're here to help you get the legal status that you deserve. If you know anyone that needs assistance, please call our office, the law offices of Monique C. Reynolds. My name is Monique Reynolds, or Attorney Reynolds. Our number is on the screen here, 833-810-1234. please give our office a call so we can help you, so we can pour love into your case and you can get um, good outcomes here. Now, we can't guarantee outcomes. However, we do our best to, hopefully get a really good outcome for our clients. Please call us, like, and share our video. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. And it was a pleasure to be able to provide you with more valuable immigration information that can help you with your immigration journey. Thank you. Have a good one.